The Local Show, featuring conversations with business owners, employees, and local business leaders about their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business. Right here in Central New York. The Local Show is locally produced by Zoey Advertising. Now your hosts, Tom and Steve.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. This is the 2024 summer edition of The Local Show. I'm your host, Tom Soccocio Jr., along with my friend and co-host, Steve Roberts. The Local Show features conversations about local businesses. We talk to the business owners, CFOs, CEOs, entrepreneurs, nonprofits, business advocates, other business-friendly organizations. They're all here on The Local Show. We're going to find out how they got into business and why they do business right here in Syracuse, New York, and where their businesses might be going in the future. You're going to hear all about their successes, their challenges, opportunities, marketing, and advertising. We're broadcasting from the Zoey Advertising Studios, sponsored by Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts, and you can also see us on YouTube, which means you get a good eyeful of Steve. That'll wake you right up.
Well, that's very nice of you to say.
That's like taking Folgers straight on.
No, again, I've said it before. I'm like that thing on your mirror that says objects are larger than they appear.
Yes.
People talk to me, and I get it, and they look, they go, wow, you're really tall. Yeah, I am.
Yes, you're very tall.
Yeah. Big footprint, right, Tom? Big shadow. Is that what you said?
That's what I say. You cast a big shadow.
Yes. Well,
you know what's difficult in the summertime?
Putting up with you?
Is trying to grow grass. You would think growing grass is easy.
I don't have those problems, Tom.
No, you don't. And I don't mean grass like all these new shops that are opening up. I'm talking like, where the dogs have done their duty and it browned, and then I've had to dig it up and grow some new grass there. It takes forever for that stuff to seed.
Why don't you just rake it and let it take care of itself? Why do you got to be chasing the dog spaces around?
In my neighborhood, you have to keep up with the Joneses.
That's true. In the gated community, at the pastures in Cicero, you have to have a certain status.
Yes.
Of course, I live in an apartment in Clay.
Right.
And they do
Which
all
is still
of those
very
things.
nice.
It's very nice, but they do all those things and chlorinate the pool and do the lawn and shovel the snow, and it's all good.
You don't have to worry about any of that stuff. Hey, look, we got a great show for you, folks. I hope you'll stick around for the whole 2 hours. Elizabeth Dunbar is stopping by. She's the executive director and CEO of the Everson Museum. Matt Mallory, the owner of PS and Ed and Mallory Unlimited. He'll stop by, give us his take on things. Ryan Novak is the owner of the Chocolate Pizza Company, and he's rather famous, actually, for as far as being an entrepreneur is concerned. Paul Valco is the treasurer and past president of Syracuse Thunderbirds Aero Radio Society, otherwise known as STARS.
There we go.
So they, put the planes up there. That's,
that's right up my alley.
Right up your alley,
there.
Chris Flaherty stops by, president and CEO of ClearPath for Veterans. Frank Malfitano, executive director of the National Grid Syracuse International Jazz Festival, will stop by. We'll drop a lot of names together there, of course. And then attorney John Murphy, the owner of Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts, and Ben Eberhardt is the co-director of Mid-Lakes Navigation over there on Skaneateles Lake. So all of that on the Local Show today. But right now, we greet Elizabeth Dunbar. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me.
Well, thank you for being here for the first time, and maybe the only time.
People get sick of us quick. We're an acquired taste.
Yeah, there you go. How long have you been at the Everson?
I have been at the Everson almost 10 years.
Oh, really? That long, huh?
Yeah.
Well, the last time I think I was there, I was a lot younger. I hate to say that.
Oh, no.
Yeah, because it's a jewel in our community, and I think sometimes people just kind of float by it and say, oh, we got this Everson Museum. Why not go inside, right?
I hear that a lot, and I think people forget that we have about 20 changing exhibitions every year.
Incredible,
so
yeah.
Every time you come in, there's something new to see. So don't think that it's a stay.
Right, like a static thing.
I didn't forget. I didn't know.
Oh, well, now you know.
There you go. Now you know, right?
And there's a difference, right? There's a difference. So 20 changing exhibits a year, that's like all the time.
That's like all the time. Yeah, our staff is really busy moving and shaking all the time. And on top of that, we've also got a number of classes, activities, summer camps,
that's something.
film nights, you name it. We've got it going on.
What's going on now?
Oh, wow. Well, we just opened a new exhibition and of new acquisitions for the museum. So we're constantly out there looking for new art to bring into our collection. Mm-hmm. So we're showing off some of that, plus some some amazing treasures from the collection. So some new things, some old things. We have a great show right now by Natasha Smoke Santiago. She's an indigenous artist, and brand new work showing that off.
Wow, that's pretty cool. What did you do before this?
I've been in the museum world for, hard to believe, 25 years.
No kidding.
Yeah.
I wouldn't put you past 25.
She started
much,
when she
know?
was 10, Tom.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what you've been in this kind of art world. Do you have to be an artist yourself, or just appreciate it? Or
Well, definitely have an appreciation for art is important if you're working in an art museum. But I would say museum directors come from different backgrounds. There are folks with MBAs who come from more of the marketing side or from the development side. Myself, I, by training, am an art historian and
that's cool.
have degrees in art history and museum studies.
See, that's what I would think of an art director, is having that kind of background.
Right.
I mean, of course, the only art director, or the museum directors I know is through Night at the Museum with Ben Stiller.
It's just like that at the Everson. When the lights go off, you never know what happens.
Yeah. So do you bring anything like really from far away to Syracuse, like King Tut's tomb or something like that?
The Everson is a modern and contemporary art museum with a focus mainly on American art, with the exception of our ceramics collection, which is encyclopedic and global. But we do bring in things from further afield. And in fact, this coming winter, next January, actually, we'll be bringing in an exhibition from the Pennsylvania Academy of Fine Arts, which is masterpieces from their collection. So some really well-known works of American art to share with our community.
So, Tom, there's something you probably don't know.
No, I don't.
But I had work that hung at the Everson.
Really, in the basement?
No.
Where?
Back in the day, a long, long time ago, Scholastic Art Competition.
Okay.
1979, 1980, my photography won some stuff. And I had several things that they used to show them there. Do they still do that?
We do still indeed showcase Scholastic Silver Key winners at the Everson. But we also work with a number of nonprofit organizations to showcase artwork. We work with Arise.
Yes, very good.
Their annual unique exhibition is always at the Everson in August. And we also work with a lot of different organizations like the VA hospital. We often work with them to showcase work from veterans, as well as we have an ongoing, I think we're in the 50th year or close to the 50th year of On My Own Time, which is...
I remember that.
Yeah. Nice. So in addition to the exhibitions that we're producing and curating, we work with community partners to present work by community members.
The Christmas tree thing still a thing?
Yes. Well, we call it the annual Festival of Light, Festival of Trees and Light.
Here at the local show, we call it the Christmas tree thing. And briefly, what happens then?
So in December, we've got about 2 weeks where the museum is full of lights and decorations and performances. We have an auditorium full of performances by community groups, a cappella groups, choirs, school groups. Nice. So the museum is full of excitement and people and fun.
I've been there. It's lovely. Thank you, Elizabeth. Everson.org.
That is
all
correct.
The info and what's going on the latest, Tom.
Absolutely. Come on down.
Excellent. Have a great rest of the day, okay?
Thank you.
All right. Coming up next, we're going to talk with Matt Mallory. He's the owner of PS and Ed and Mallory Unlimited. We'll find out what he does and how it affects you right here on the local show on 570 WSYR. Stick around.